Hello and welcome to my thoughts on Resident Evil Retribution. Now, before we get started here, I'd just like to say I did in fact enjoy this movie. So I can understand if you don't want to hear the side that I have people who actually enjoyed the movie. You can go on to, I'm sure there's plenty of people bashing the movie because it seems to be very popular to do. And I don't know, whatever. But first off, this movie continues off of almost directly at the end of the last movie. I can't remember its name, but and it has like a nice, cool effect of rewinding the battle up to where the movie ended, and then like, so it's pretty good. I mean, it started playing it real fast again, but and then like not Ada. What am I talking about? Alice wakes up in this facility of Umbrella's facility because a giant umbrella symbol on the floor. It's like a interrogation thing, and Jill is up in the box area telling her like, who do you work for? And if she says that something, I forget what she says, and then they're like this like loud noise like screws her mind, and it looks like it causes her pain. But anyway, and after a while the security gets shut off, and this drawer opens up, and there's her new set of gear. And it is new, it ain't her old set. I've heard a few people saying that it's stupid that whenever that happens, that her old set of gear just happens to be there. But what that actually was in fact a new set that Umbrella placed there for when they, like, I guess they were trying to reprogram her to get her to work for them. And that was what she was supposed to be wearing whenever they did it, when they finished. So after she gets out, there's a long white hallway, and she finds herself in... After following it, she leads out into what she thinks is the outside world, which really is a replica, like 2 or 3 blocks of, I think it was Tokyo, I want to say, or some place in Japan. And it's the same spot that the movie opened up at in the last one. And they redo that pretty much the opening movie where the zombie outbreak happened. And it's pretty cool. And then you find out a little, wait a minute. Yeah, and then Alice gets started attacked by zombies, and she's running into the building, back into the building, and gets this pretty cool fight scene. I really enjoyed that. And then she meets to set her free later, a little bit later on, which was Ada. Which I would say this Ada looks a lot like what I think Ada would look like in the real world. Probably the best interpretation of the characters. And, the one part that really did bother me, though, was shortly after that, Wesker appears on the screen, back to normal, not blown to smithereens like it happened in the last movie, which they don't explain why that is, but the movie does end on a cliffhanger, so the next movie I'm hoping explains how he came back. Maybe it was a decoy, maybe he knew the bomb was there and jumped out real fast or something. I don't really know, I don't know why you do that, but... for sure to show him jumping out. So I'm not really sure how he escaped. It doesn't really say that, but he is like super powerful. But it did blow up and like I don't know. So I'm not really sure how he escaped that or survived it. So hopefully they explain it in the next movie. If not, that's gonna be kind of stupid. But that's just always stuff like that in movies that they don't really explain. It's one of the small loopholes, or not loopholes, potholes in the movie. But, plot holes, not potholes. Plot holes, and, afterwards, they all get out, and then she finds out that they built, like, different areas of the world, and tested on clones they made, and, of people that they tested it on the clones, the virus, and sold it to the, enemies of these places they built. So they're pretty much saying a lot of people in the world has this, and that might be why it started to spread a lot like it has, like everywhere. And he also informs her that there's a weapon that can use to destroy them all, and that she is needed to help get it. And she says she's going to kill him and stuff like that. So, and he'll say you have to try pretty much, but you will try or something like that. Now, it goes on to a lot more stuff in the movie. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it. And so basically what ends up happening is that he tells her that there's a team coming to help them extract them from this location. And the team consists of the basketball player from the last movie, Leon, Barry, and then this guy, I cannot remember his name, starts with a G. I cannot remember his name, but his name was mentioned in the Resident Evil games. He might have been in number 3, I think. I don't know, I know it's at least mentioned in the games, so. And people are probably complaining there that it's nothing like the games, but that's really a real complaint, which I still hear. I'll get to the complaints at the end of this video. And to wrap up my thoughts, I actually really did enjoy the movie. I thought it did exactly what it needed to do and entertain me. And it was actually felt really short, even though it was around 2 hours, I think. And it really entertained me, like a movie is supposed to do. Had a decent story too. I mean, it's not the strongest Resident Evil movie storyline yet, but it did live with a cliffhanger. So, I mean, a pretty big cliffhanger too. So, now, let's see, do I discuss everything? I think I got everything that I wanted to say. Now let's discuss people's opinions why it was bad. One of the main opinions was that it's nothing like the games, which is kind of redundant because it's not supposed to be like the games. I mean, it even says on the back of the DVD boxes that it is inspired by the Resident Evil franchise. And Capcom does have its hand in this, so, I mean, their logo flashed, I'm pretty sure, during the opening. Oh no, it might have been the advertisement that came on before the movie started, which was, of Dante's Inferno. It was of Dante from Devil May Cry, but whatever, that's a different story. Anyway, people say it's nothing like the games, which it ain't supposed to be like the games, like I've said. And actually, they made this movie kind of like the games by each section kind of being like a level. Like they'd move on and they'd fight like a group of zombies, and then some stuff would happen, and then they'd move on to the next area and they'd fight some more zombies, and some stuff would happen, plot stuff would happen, and they move on. So I mean, it was kind of like a game, and people still complain. I've still heard people say it's nothing like the game, it's a disgrace to the game, stuff like that. Just the normal crap you hear from people complaining about stuff. And I'm not saying no one can back this up, but not many people actually could back up their arguments when I've actually asked them to. But that's just, I don't want to get into that anyway. So the next thing I heard complaining about this movie was the fact that the zombies were using guns, and in some cases driving vehicles. And to dispute that is, have you played a Resident Evil game recently? I mean, Resident Evil 4, the Los Plagas, could use guns. They used crossbows and rocket launchers. They even drove, in some cases, vehicles towards the players. So, I mean, they could operate chainsaws too, so they can operate basic machinery. Or no, I guess the chainsaw machinery, but whatever. They could operate it, and they could use it. And in Resident Evil 5, they could drive more vehicles, and the Ouroboros, which is pretty much the almost perfected virus, and guns and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I think some can even fly a helicopter, maybe. I don't know if they could fly a helicopter. No, I don't think they could. No, they couldn't. But what I'm saying is that you think after so many years of trying to make this virus, they would perfect it. I mean, there's not going to be simple zombie running around, you know, trying to eat people. I mean, after a while, they're going to get pretty close to perfecting it. So it made sense for the zombies to be used. And plus, they're trying to sell it to people. So you think they'd want to show their best line of stuff to the people trying to buy it. It's like, oh, well, this is our best stuff here. And people are like, oh, well, this is pretty good. They can use guns and all this kind of stuff. Act like actual soldiers. So, I mean, I think it made sense for them to actually be able to do that. And to dispute this even further, if you watch the George A. Romero's zombie movies, the of the Living Deads, after, like, because all of them supposed to continue after each other at some point in time, near the end of them, I don't know if it's end yet, he's probably still making more, but there is zombies who are starting to use guns. And that's just, they're not, like, souped up or anything. They're just starting to learn, I guess, more of their brains reacting or something like that, and they're using guns. So, I mean, Or are you gonna say those are bad because zombies are using guns? I mean, it's George A. Romero. If it wasn't for him, zombies wouldn't be where they are today. So, I mean, I just don't get. People also said the acting was bad, which I didn't see bad acting in it. And I thought the acting was decent at least. I mean, I didn't see no bad acting. I've seen bad acting before in some movies. Can't name any off my head, top of my head right now, but I see a lot of movies. So, but I've seen some bad acting, and I mean, there's a kid actor, or this little girl, so she's an actress. And I mean, it's little kids are genuinely bad at acting, but she seemed pretty good, really. I mean, it's believable that these emotions were happening. So, I mean, I've seen a lot worse kid actors than her, let's just put it that way. Especially in the 90s. So, I mean, I don't get why people are complaining. So, I actually really enjoyed the movie, so I'll just say that. I definitely say it's worth watching. I don't know about going to theaters and seeing it. If it costs too much for you guys, where you guys live. I know where I live, it costs me and the person with me $5 each to get in. And we didn't see the 3D because I think 3D is a waste of money, really. There hasn't really been a giant 3D factors in these movies. And I did go see the other movie in 3D, and I saw it in 2D. I own a 2D version. I think it's about pretty much the same. So, I mean, I would definitely say it's going to see it, or at least waiting for it to come out on DVD and seeing it. And don't be so harsh on it just because it's not like the games. That's what I would say. And I want to hear your guys' opinion too. If you feel like leaving it in the comment section below, if you stuck around this long, if you liked the movie, cool. Leave in the comments if you liked the movie or whatnot. If you didn't like the movie, leave it in the comment section below and tell me why you didn't like it. Like, what was some main points about it you didn't like? And don't say, oh, it sucks, and it's not like the games, and, I mean, actually, I don't want to say you're stupid or not, nothing, but, like, use educated, logic to it. Don't be like a little 3-year-old, like, oh, it sucked. Why does it suck? It just does. I mean, I've asked people, actually, before, who actually disputed me thinking it was good. Why don't they like it? And none of them's got back hold of me, so I think it's just popular, to hate these movies because a lot of people do, or at least not a lot of people, but people who do hate them speak out so much. I think this become kind of like the popular thing to hate them. Just like some people play Call of Duty because it's kind of popular. I mean, that's just kind of how some people are. I mean, it's their nature just to follow the crowd of popularity, So, I did enjoy the movie, though, so I guess